Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into IT automation with a tool that has, no joke, completely changed the game, Ansible. We're going to see how it takes the absolute chaos of managing servers by hand and turns it into clean, simple, and powerful code. Let's jump in.
But let me just start by asking you this. What if you could manage hundreds, even thousands of servers? We're talking installing software, tweaking configurations, deploying your apps, all with just a single command from a single laptop? It sounds kind of like magic, right? Well, that's the core promise of what we're about to unpack.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll set the scene with the problem, the manual admin nightmare. Then, we'll look at the big idea that came to the rescue, the automation promise. After that, we'll zero in on our star player, Ansible, and its secret weapon, the playbook. And we'll wrap it all up with a huge concept this all leads to, infrastructure as code.
All right, let's kick things off by taking a step back in time. We need to paint the before picture, what I like to call the manual admin nightmare. And look, if you've ever worked in IT, this scene is going to feel painfully familiar. Just imagine you're a system administrator, right? Your entire day is this endless loop of repetitive tasks. You're creating user accounts, you're installing the same software over and over and over again on different servers, you're running backups, all while just praying that you've made every single configuration exactly the same. It's so slow, it's boring, and honestly, it is a minefield for human error. Think about it. One tiny typo on one server could bring a critical system crashing down. The pressure is immense. Now, that kind of high-stakes, stressful manual work is exactly why the industry started looking for a better way. And that better way, that big idea, is something called configuration management. So what is configuration management really? Well, at its heart, it's all about automating those painful administrative tasks. It's this incredible idea that you can take simple, human-readable code, something that looks like a basic to-do list, and use it to build a complex, powerful, and totally reliable infrastructure. You just write down what you want the end result to look like, and the tool does all the heavy lifting to make it happen. And why bother? The benefits are just massive. When you automate, you increase uptime because you're getting rid of those little human errors. You improve performance because every single server is set up perfectly and consistently. You can guarantee compliance, for security and regulations because everything is built from the same blueprint. And of course, you stop those costly mistakes from happening in the first place, which saves a ton of time and money. So this brings us to a specific tool, one that really stands out from the crowd for a few very important reasons. That tool is Ansible. It is, for many, the simple and obvious choice for getting the job done. See, Ansible's whole philosophy is built on one word: simplicity. A lot of other tools, they have a pretty complicated setup. They force you to install a special piece of software, an agent, on every single server you want to manage. And they usually use a pull model, where each server has to constantly phone home to a master server and ask, hey, got any new instructions for me? Ansible just flips that whole model on its head. It's agentless, no extra software needed on your machines. And it uses a push model, where your main machine just reaches out to the servers and tells them what to do. Simple. So how does it pull off this beautiful simplicity? It just uses SSH. That's it. It's the standard, secure connection that every system admin on the planet has been using for decades to log into remote computers. Your main machine, the management node, just securely connects to all your other servers using SSH and runs the commands. You don't have to build some new, complex network. You don't have to worry about securing a new system. It just works with the tools you already know and trust. It's brilliant. Okay, so we know Ansible pushes commands over this secure SSH connection. But how do we actually tell it what to do? That's where the real magic comes in. It's called a playbook. If Ansible is the engine, the playbook is the custom blueprint you design for it. Now, these playbooks are written in something called YAML. And please, don't let a new acronym scare you. YAML was literally designed to be easy for humans to read. It's not some scary programming language, it's just structured text. It uses simple key-value pairs and indentation to keep things neat. Seriously, if you can write a shopping list, you can understand a basic YAML file. Let's just look at a quick example. This is a real, simple Ansible playbook. You can see that structure right away. See the hosts demo. That's a key value pair. It's just telling Ansible which group of servers to work on. Then you see tasks. Underneath that is our to-do list. That little hyphen means it's an item on the list. And this task has a name, which is just for us humans to read, and an action, which tells Ansible exactly what to do. It's a logical, super readable blueprint.
So, what does that little chunk of text actually do in the real world? It's a simple three-step dance. First, Ansible finds all the servers you've labeled as part of the demo group. Second, it runs that task we defined. And third, it uses its built-in Yum tool to make sure that the HTTPD web server software is installed on all of those machines. That's it. Simple text, powerful results.
And this simple idea, writing down instructions in a text file, well, it leads to the biggest payoff of all. It's a paradigm shift in thinking that we call infrastructure as code. This is the real game changer. Because all your instructions now live in these simple text files, your entire IT infrastructure, your servers, your networks, your cloud setup can be treated exactly like software code. And that changes everything. All of a sudden, your server configurations are testable. They are perfectly repeatable, meaning you can spin up an identical copy of your entire system with one command. And, maybe most importantly, they are versionable. You can use tools like Git to track every single change, see who changed what and when, and if something ever breaks, you can instantly roll back to a version that worked. No more late-night guessing games.
And this whole idea scales up beautifully. As your automation grows, Ansible gives you a way to organize everything called roles. Just think of roles like prepackaged, reusable toolkits for your automation. They're like Lego bricks. You might have one role for setting up a web server, another for a database. Then you can just mix and match them to build incredibly complex environments really, really easily. It all boils down to this one incredibly powerful idea. With Ansible, you only need to tell it the final state you want. You don't have to tell it the step-by-step process of how to get there. You don't write a long script that says, first, check if the software is installed. If not, then install it. No, you just say state equals installed. You declare the end goal, and Ansible is smart enough to figure out the steps all by itself.
And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. If our entire complex IT infrastructure can be defined, managed, and tracked in simple, human-readable text files, what else in our world is just waiting to be automated? What other chaotic, manual processes are just waiting for someone to write their playbook? Thanks for joining us.